back to Ace Combat X in the aircraft showcase. Last time we went through 8 aircraft, which were, I would say, mostly mid-tier, some high, like the XFA-27. But for the most part, they're average mid-tiers. Now we're going to start getting into the high tiers. And we're going to start off with Mission 13B, Armada.
LASAP has deployed multiple air and naval units to defend against our assault on Archelon Fortress. Our military satellites have already confirmed large-scale...
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so we are going to be looking at the Rafale M, or Rafale Marine, a well-balanced multi-role aircraft characterized by its delta wings and canards. This is probably the best of the Euro canard trio, in my opinion. The Euro canard trio being the Rafale, the Gripen, and the Typhoon, which we'll look at all of them today. But anyway, real strange stats, because you all know the drill. The Dassault Rafale was built by Dassault Aviation. There's a multi-role here. Excuse me. 300 Rafales across all variants have been built as of October 2025. It has been manufactured since 1986, still in production. It was introduced to the Navy, or the French Navy, on May 18th, 2001. The Rafale A demo's first flight was July 4th, 1986, and the first flight of the Rafale C was in May 19th, 1991. I think it was introduced into the French Air Force a lot sooner than 2001. But it's the Rafale M's sole operator is the French Navy. That's because there's only one other country that would even buy the Rafale that could use the Rafale and field it in their Navy. And that would have been the American Navy. But we've got the Hornets and now the F-35, so we're not really interested in buying the Rafale. That said, Rafales have been fielded in joint operations between the French Navy and the American Navy. So Rafales have landed, been serviced, and then taken off from American carrier decks before. Just like the Hornets have been the same from the Charles de Gaulle. Let me just check chat. Okay. Our stats in Strange Reel. The Rafale M has a speed of 70. What's this one? A mobility of 70. Stability of 60, defense of 60, air-to-air of 40, and air-to-ground of 80. As for our liveries, the this is technically this is an ostrich livery here. This is obviously the Espada 2. But I think ostrich made it. No, okay, so it's just Espada. Sometimes he'll have it where it has the livery, but the Griffiths and Aurelian markings, but not this one. But this would normally be just the light gray livery. Then for Lasath, which would have been the gray camo from AC5 and ACZ Soldier, I have instead replaced it with another ostrich livery. The Sax from A7. Special 1 is the green shaded Rafal B camo. And Special 2 is the black body with red and blue stripes. Rafal A design with inverted fuselage color. So this is basically the prototype Rafal A, but with black livery instead of white. As for our ammos, let me refresh the YouTube thing. We are armed with the MBDA Mika for our standard missile. We get 72 of them. Then for our special weapons, we should have 12 of the AM39 exocets. But again, weapon model assets are shared, not individualized. Then we also have access to the XMAA, which should be the Mika EM, but it's the AMRAM. And then we've also got we get 16 of these. And then we've also got the Scalp EG SOD, which we have 14 of them. Alright, but since we're doing a naval battle, we're going to take the exocets. Now this is not going to be a fun one because, well, we have to deal with Aegis. And Aegis in this game sucks. As in trying to fight it. Which is actually realistic. Aegis ships are a nightmare to fight. They will eat your missiles for breakfast and snipe you out of the sky. Boom! I'm gonna wait until it fires. There we go. Take out the lightning here. Damn it. Comet, welcome to the fight. Oh, you son of a bat. Tripping up between saying bitch or bastard. They have another carrier? Looks like they do. Hey, and they got a battleship. Oh, and there's the Aegis. Fish in the water. They got a lot of AA. Alright, their AAA is severely reduced. Last fish in the water. Hi, Viper. It's going good. Just blowing up the Lasathian fleet with the best of the Euro canards. I think I did well because I didn't get hit by a single Aegis missile. Damn it, stole my kill. Hello. Oh, hey, there's an aircraft up there. And I've got 37 Mika EMs, or Magics, I'm not sure which. I think they're Magics, actually. I need to fix that in my notes. I prefer the versatility of the Rafale. Also, the Rafale is carrier capable. The Typhoon is not. And I have a very soft spot for naval aviation. Yeah, I think that these are Magics. I don't know why I wrote Mikas in my notes. Also, as American, I'm kind of hesitant on canards, but the Rafale's canards are small enough and they're placed behind the cockpit, so in my view, aesthetically, it doesn't hurt to look at. If you're British, yeah, you got the F-35, but you got the worst version of it. Because you got the Bravo.
It was a
which,
battle,
in order to get it VTOL capable, a lot of sacrifices had to be made.
Standing between us and total...
Like, the F-35 Bravo has a much reduced internal weapons capacity because the it needs that extra fan. But speaking of the F-35, we are actually going to be doing that next. Same mission, because this is the best anti-naval mission in the game.
Deployed multiple air and naval...
Oh, you're from Italy. Okay, cool. The F-35A is your stock variant, your Air Force variant. We in the States would call it the NASCAR because it's stock. There's no extra bells and whistles to it. The Charlie version is the Kato bar version, so it's got the reinforced landing gear, so it can be yeeted off a carrier and then slam on the deck. The Bravo was originally designed for the Marines, but it's also compatible with navies that do not have Kato bar carriers, which would be like the British, which is originally why I thought you were British, because they have the F-35B for the QE2, or not the QE2, but the Queen Elizabeth class, and it replaced the Harriers. I think what happened was it initially was designed to be VTOL, but I think what happened was it was just too expensive to maintain that, and it was also too hard on the tarmacs. So Lockheed put a governor on it. Or they modified it. Oh yeah, I know, there's no point to having VTOL, but I'm an American, so we actually don't need VTOL. Not even the Marines need it. The British, on their carriers, actually could have a use for it. Not the Queen Elizabeth, but their smaller ones. Because they don't exactly have a runway. That's why they use the Harriers. But no, if you're gonna have an aircraft, just throw it off the deck with a catapult. That's what I always think, but, you know. American naval aviation buff. But, anywho. We are going to talk about the Lightning more, because that's the next aircraft on the list. The F-35 Lightning II. Now, while this doesn't say which variant of the Lightning it is, given the fact that it does not have the hatch for the fan right here, and the fact that it says carrier capable, means that I am willing to bet this is the F-35C. So I'm going to treat it as such. A versatile and lightweight carrier-based stealth fighter featuring both air-to-air and air-to-ground attack capabilities. This is indeed a multi-role. Let me pull up my stuff and things here. Come on, open. I should have done this while we were talking, but I'm not good at that. Okay, so, real strange stats. The F-35C Lightning II is a multi-role strike fighter created by Lockheed Martin. It was originally part of the Joint Strike Fighter program, which, while primarily funded and developed by Lockheed Martin, it did have multinational funding and assistance in building it. The Joint Strike Fighter program was kind of a NATO program. So you had partner countries from NATO and other U.S. allies, including Australia, Canada, Denmark, Italy, Netherlands, Norway, United Kingdom, and used to be Turkey. However, other countries have signed on since the development. However, since we're talking about the F-35C, this is strictly an American aircraft. Because only the U.S. Navy carries or flies the F-35C. The F-35 started manufacturing in 2006. It is still being manufactured. Lockheed is pumping these out as fast as it can. Whether or not they're being as efficient as they can is another story. Government money and all that stuff. The F-35C was introduced on February 28th, 2019. Although the first F-35 in existence flew on December 15th, 2006. That was an F-35A. And it was developed from the Lockheed Martin X-35. Yeah. Well, you guys are talking about small aircraft carriers. I don't remember the name of this. Definitely the 35 piece. This is true, but most of those small carriers, they're support ships. And they're primarily Marine support ships. So those are not Navy F-35Bs that are flying off that deck. Those are Marine F-35 Bravos. Viper, go ahead and whisper me that site, because I can't see it. Well, maybe I can see it on mod view. No, I can't. That was an automod thing. Yeah, the wings are huge on this one. But Ace Combat stats. The F-35 has a 70 in speed, an 80 in mobility, a 70 in stability, 60 in defense, 40 in air-to-air, and 80 in air-to-ground. Our liveries, we have what I think might actually be a another. Yeah, this is this livery here is an ostrich livery. This is the F-35 Splinter, and I picked the blue one, although there is a woodland version. What is supposed to be here is just the ASG, Air Spirited Grit. LASAF has a 3-tone gray camo. The Special has another variant of the blue Splinter. And then Special 2 is the JASDF Ocean Blue, which I'm surprised the Japanese haven't actually painted their F-35s this color yet. Because I'm pretty sure they do have the F-35. Yeah, they do have F-35A and Bs. But they're in standard ASG. Which is sad because the JSDF blue is fantastic. Hi, Fluff. Chilling. But we're gonna go with the ostrich one. Oh yeah, I remember that. They baptized one in the Shinto religion. It was great. Alright, opening thingy. Oh, an F-35 site. Yeah, well, I do think that the Lightning is... I think Lightning fans do tend to overstate the capabilities of the Lightning. Saying that, you know, it's just as good as the Raptor in air-to-air. No, it's not. But it was never intended to be. It's a strike fighter. And it's a damn good strike fighter. But it's not... And, I mean... it does have limitations made in order to maintain stealth. So the ideal complement, at least for the United States, would be have your F-35s to go in first, and then have your Hornets and your F-15s to go in after the airspace has been sanitized to do the actual work. Because a Hornet could theoretically carry more than a Lightning. And I know the F-15 definitely can. But of the available, of the current stealth strike aircraft, the F-35 is definitely the best that is available at the moment. Anyway. Oh yeah. Armament. We are armed with... I forgot to talk about the Rafale's gun. We are armed with a... I don't know if the C's gun is here, but in the game it's here. But we've got one M61 20mm Vulcan Gatling gun, or rotary cannon. Where should the F-18? Actually, that is exactly what the F-15X is built to be. The concept was first tested with B-52s, actually. But they had a Raptor lock on to a target, send that data back to the B-52, and have it launch its air-to-air missile and kill the target. So that's kind of what the F-15EX was built to be. A missile truck to carry extra ammo for the Raptors and the Lightnings. But we're also armed with 72 AIM-9C Sidewinders. In real life, they're AIM-9M or X's, but Ace X's missile tracking makes XCOM look accurate. So I'm giving him the C's because at least that way you can excuse the shitty homing. Well, it was a test, Viper. So yeah, it got an air-to-air kill against a friendly controlled target drone. They're testing the concept. Anyway. For our weapons, for special weapons, we've got 12 AGM-84 harpoons. 12 what should be AGM 154 JSOWs, but this is the Scalp EG model. And we've also got AIM-9X Sidewinders for the QAMs. We get 10 of them compared to the 16 SODs. I need to fix that in my notes. However, this is not the correct model. The model here is actually the Soviet R-73 Archer, which is kind of stupid in my opinion, but whatever. Yeah, the B-52 does have air-to-air kills with their tail gunners from Vietnam. That's true. Although modern B-52s don't have tail gunners anymore. Or tail guns. I don't think.
Multiple ships straight ahead. You'll be coming up on them shortly.
Harpoon away! But yeah, looks-wise, I really do like the look of Fat Amy. It's, it definitely has the look of that classic Lockheed stealth design. It doesn't have canards, which I appreciate. And I don't know. The cockpit and nose kind of look like a face, like a dog's face or something. Like it's just happy to be here. Okay. Well, and clearly you're not trying hard enough. Yeah, I think my favorite type of mission type in Ace Combat is naval battles. They do, but a better game that has better allies that do stuff, and you get full credit for their kills instead of half, is the game that Project Wingman takes a lot of their game mechanics from, and that's Ace Combat 6. Now, granted, actually finding Ace Combat 6 these days is a challenge, so I don't begrudge anybody who has to live vicariously through Project Wingman. You do what you gotta do. Yes, Ace 6 is an Xbox exclusive, unfortunately. However, the Xenia emulation on PC is been improving by leaps and bounds. So if you have emulation capabilities, you might want to try that one out. Cutscenes are still a wash, though, but most people agree that you're not missing anything by missing the cutscenes in A6 anyway. But yeah, A6's Xbox exclusivity has been its Achilles heel. Yeah, the MiG 1.44 is a playable aircraft in A6. I don't think we've gotten to it. I think that's gonna be in the final part of the showcase. The final 8. But yeah. The MiG 1.44 is actually my favorite McCoyan aircraft. Ow, shit. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of a lot of Russian aircraft. The flankers look cool, but they suffer from the fact that they're Russian, and therefore have shit maintenance and part qualities. But otherwise, the design of the flankers could work. It's got potential. Which is why the Strange Reel flankers don't suffer the Russian debuff. The Fulcrum? The Fulcrum's not a bad designed McCoyan aircraft. It is my second favorite of the MiGs. But typically, MiGs, in my experience, have been either tubes or bricks. At least the Fulcrum has the decency of looking like an actual airplane. Yeah, at least in this game, it does feel like the Lightning is better at air-to-air than the Rafale. However, I think the Rafale is the better anti-ship aircraft due to its ability to take a little bit more punishment. Oh yeah, no, the flankers are definitely heavy motherfuckers, but I wouldn't call them bricks in the sense that they actually like the MiG-20 or the MiG-25 and the MiG-31. They look, not only are they heavy like bricks, they look like them too. The flankers at least have the decency to look like an actual airplane. Yeah, the flankers' ability to kill their airspeed and stall out with post stalls is definitely a thing. Ow! Asshole! Didn't know it was there. Okay, I'm gonna stop these things from spawning. Now, the F-15 is also technically a thrust brake because it too is very heavy. The difference is the entire body of the F-15 can generate lift. Whereas the MiG-31 and the flanker, for that matter, cannot.
Destruction of enemy fleet confirmed. The mission was a success.
Well, the MiG-31 was built to be an interceptor, and in that role, it actually performs very well. It's got big engines, so it can take off fast, get to altitude fast, and get to where it needs to go fast. It also has long-range missiles to kill the enemy or the oncoming enemy attacker as fast as possible, from as far away as possible. It's just that thanks to games like Ace Combat, people think it's a fighter. It's not. It cannot dogfight. It has the turning radius
We have successfully
of
prevented
Alaska.
the LASAT fleet from docking at Archelon.
Though having
It was a difficult battle, but we've weakened the enemy's hold over the fort.
An
Archelon Fortress is the
EW
final
aircraft
obstacle
would be an
standing between us and
interesting
total victory, sir.
concept. I'm not sure if it would work, because most of the MiG-31's power plant is taken up by the ability to get off the ground because it's so goddamn heavy. Yeah. So it's already been performing the role of AWACS. That's a credit to the MiG-31 and a detriment to the Russians. Because that means they've lost their dedicated AWACS. But anyway. Our next aircraft, we're going back to the Eurocanard trio, which I think is the weakest member of the bunch. And I'm probably going to get flamed in the comments by fans of this aircraft, but bring it. We're going into mission 10B.
Citizen morale is at an all-time high, with Liberation Corps forming...
Now, I want to preface that I don't think this aircraft is a bad aircraft. I like it. I just think of the 3 Euro Canards, it's the weakest of the bunch. Somebody has to be on the bottom. And that would be the JAS-39C, the Gripen. Boasting a low cost and high maintainability, this fighter performs the role of fighter, attacker, and recon equally well. Now, the E variant is where the low cost claim goes out the window. But it is a very capable light multi-role. Where can you play this AC title? Ah, yes, this is a Belkin emblem on the side. This is emulated. The emulator I am using is called PPSSPP. It's basically PSP, but every letter is duplicated. It is a PlayStation Portable emulator, and I actually had the UMD discs for a PSP that I just ripped into my computer. That's why you're seeing Belkin emblems, because this is modded. But it was Floof that actually gave me this game and his old PSP. So yeah, but I'll get to the skin later. But it's time to look at stats, and again I forgot to pull up my notes because thinking is it's overrated. Anyway, this is the Saab JAS-39 Gripen, the Charlie model. JAS stands for Jagd Attack Ox Banks in Flavican Plan. Hence JAS. Also, I totally butchered that Swedish. It is currently in service. Its manufacturer is Saab AB. 300 Gripens of all variants have been built as of 2023. It's currently being manufactured. Its introduction date was June 9th, 1996, and its first flight was December 9th, 1988, 3 days before my birthday. The Gripen here is in use by the Swedish Air Force, the Brazilian Air Force, the South African Air Force, and the Hungarian Air Force. They are currently trying to win over the Canadians, which they were rejected once. They're trying again. I have no updates on whether or not the Canadians refused Saab's bid for a second time or if they accepted it. However, the Gripen is fully NATO compatible, unlike the Rafale. Sorry, they 7 on my PS4. Yeah. The problem with older Ace Combat games is if you can't emulate, getting hold of the older games is going to be challenging. Because they were mostly console exclusives. PS1 for the first 3. PS2 for the next 3. PSP for 2 titles. 3DS for 1 title. 360 for another title. And then the only multi-platform ones are Assault Horizon for the 360 and the PS3, and A7. And Infinity doesn't exist anymore. But for Strange Real Stats, yeah, nobody's watching on YouTube, apparently. Or at least chatting on YouTube. The Gripen has a speed of 90. Mobility and stability of 70, a defense of 60, air-to-air of 90, and an air-to-ground of 40. So this definitely leans more into the air-to-air than the air-to-ground. But its primary advantage of the 3 Eurocanards is because of its small size and lighter weight, it can take off from relatively short runways without sacrificing. Like most STOL aircraft have to make some sacrifices. The Gripen doesn't, other than the fact that it's small. But anyway, our liveries, the Aurelian one should be just the gray body, but as Viper has pointed out, this is not that one. This is an ostrich modded skin, the Gripen Indigo. Ostrich has 2 variants of it. The Belkin one, which is the one I have, and then a variant with Aurelian and Griffiths markings. LASAF 2 is the JA-37 camouflage for the Saab Viggen. Special 1 is the would be the faded green and yellow camo. I do not have that one unlocked yet. And special 2 is sky blue with yellow stripes. This is basically the Swedish flag. And we're going with indigo. We are armed with one 27mm Mauser BK7 revolver cannon, which is mounted on the underside of the chin. Indigo is from A0, yes. It is an enemy A squadron. You fight them in Mission 3 on the Night Path. But we are also armed with 74 AIM-9C Sidewinder Stereo missiles. We've got 16 volleys of the LAU-68 rocket launcher. 70mm rockets, 7-shot pods, all that stuff. For XLAAs, this should be the MBDA Meteor, but instead we're using the Darkfire model from the Wyvern. And for some reason or for the Recon variant, this should be the ALQ-TLS jamming pod, but it's whatever the fuck this is. We get 6 charges of it. And we're gonna go ahead and use the Darkfires here. Yeah, you would have faced the Typhoon Squadron, Rot, if you went full Merc. One of the things that's nice about Zero is its replayability. So you can do it on different ace styles and get different fighter squadrons to fight. I mean, these civilians are Aurelian Higgs. Did you really expect them to not be fools? Yeah, I really do appreciate the grip and speed in this game, because you can cross maps really fast and catch up to fucking interceptors. This is why I say that the Sidewinders here are A9Cs and not A9Ms, because their tracking is atrocious. Called a laser. enter the hit.
Testing. Soldiers of Lasath, can you hear us? We are the Aurelian Liberation Corps. You've had your way long enough. Prepare to see just how dangerous we Aurelians can be. Danger! Withdraw immediately! Can you hear me? Leave the area immediately! Hey, do you think they can hear us? There's no response at all. I hacked into the Army's communications. You gotta switch to incoming transmissions or you'll never pick up anything. Well, it doesn't really matter, as long as they hear us. All right, we're
This
heading
guy's
for
a
factories.
dumbass.
We'll steal additional weapons before heading for the capital. Yeah! Stop the train. The factories are rigged with explosives.
Now, I probably should have picked the rocket launchers. And if this was A6, I definitely would have picked the rocket launchers. Because A6 rocket launchers are, could be classified as a war crime. However, this is Ace X, and their rocket launchers are, well, not war crimes. They're like the opposite of war crimes. Like pea shooters. Oh no! You dumbasses can't hurt yourself by being blown up in a factory that's set to explode. For shame. Alright. Let's head to the next factory. Son of a bitch. There we go.
Warning! Stop the train and leave the area. Do you read me? Stop the train!
I don't think they care. God damn it.
Alright, one down!
Special weapon fire running low.
So this is like XCOM accuracy. You have a 95% chance to target. Always miss. God damn it. My altitude is fine.
Warning! Stop the train and leave the area. Do you read me? Stop the train!
What? What did it hit? You missed. I saw it land on the target. Yeah, but the dice said you missed. And normally I'm not able to get most or all of the air-to-air targets, but it seems like they've either all left or I killed them all.
Crux to Griffith 1. All explosives
All right.
have been eliminated. Take a well-deserved breather.
Okay, next aircraft is the last one in the Euro Canard trio. Which, I will admit, for pure air-to-air, this next aircraft would be the best of the Euro Canards.
They were trying to escape with MBSRs. Apparently, they were used to intensify the meson cannon's beam. Unfortunately, several units have already been delivered. Thankfully, we intervened before the rest could be used. In any case, the Aurelian Liberation Corps really took me by surprise. They say too much knowledge can be a dangerous thing, and boy were they right. Still, I'm just glad they made it through without any casualties.
Alright. See you in a bit. Okay. So for our next aircraft, we're going 12B, the Atmos ring. Let's do the normal one.
Our mission is the liberation of Grizz.
Actually, I think I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Just pull up that. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. Sorry it took so long. I needed to use facilities and then get more drink. But we're back now. Okay. Hold that down. There. So the next aircraft in the list is quite possibly the best air-to-air fighter in the Euro canards. The Eurofighter Typhoon. Computer-controlled operation with control surfaces gives an exceptional agility at both supersonic and subsonic speeds. The Eurofighter Typhoon was made by a multinational conglomeration known as Eurofighter GmbH. The Typhoon is currently in service, and is, as of January 2025, 609 production units plus 7 prototypes have been built. It's been manufactured from 1994 to the present, and it was introduced on August 4th, 2003. Its first flight was March 27th, 1994. It was developed from the British Aerospace EAP. But the Typhoon has many different variants. I think they call them tranches. And each different tranche is kind of an upgrade. It's kind of like the F-16's blocks, so to speak. But the Typhoon is primarily operated by Austria, Germany, Italy, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Spain, Turkey, and the United Kingdom. And it is primarily built to be an air-to-air superiority fighter, but it does have some limited multi-role capabilities. Contrast that with the Rafale, which was built from the ground up to be a multi-role, which is kind of what pushes the Rafale over the edge for me in terms of ranking it the #1 Eurofighter or Euro canard. But if we're going strictly air-to-air, then it's the Typhoon all the way. In terms of Ace X stats, we have a 90 in speed, an 80 in mobility, 60 in stability, 60 in defense. They say a 50 in air-to-air. That is wrong. And a 70 in air-to-ground. If anything, that's reversed. Because this is clearly an air-to-air fighter. For liveries, the Aurelian should be the dark cloud gray pattern, or the gray cloud pattern from previous games. However, this is another beautiful livery done by Ostrich. This time it is Rot Squadron, which is the Belkin Zero Squadron that you would fight in Mission 3 on the Mercenary path. Then the Laseth is the Uke blue camo from Ace 5. Special 1 is the Compass Ghost camo. And Special 2 is the Air Combat Scarface Squadron livery. However, this one is another Ostrich mod, you can tell, because this here is not on the original. The original, I believe, yeah, it's got Aurelian markings. This is another Ostrich mod. the Typhoon Phoenix. It comes in both traditional light variant, which is the one I've got, and then the dark variant, which is black with blues instead of reds. We're gonna go with Rot Squadron. Our armament consists of one Mauser BK-27 27mm revolver cannon. And we actually use primarily NATO missiles. And by NATO, I mean American. There's European ones too. But, we've got 76 AIM-9C Sidewinders as our standard missile. We've got 14 MBDA Meteors for XLAAs, although this is, again, the Darkfire model. We have 10 GBU-16 Paveway Guided Penetrating Bombs and 12 CBU-87 Cluster Bombs. But we're going to take the Meteors. So let's go ahead and launch.
We've made it this far, sir. I can make them out now. The Admis ring at the Gaius Tower. Makes me sick. Look at them, acting like they own the place. Ninox 2, you're too far ahead. Please stay on alert. Damn it! We're so close. If it weren't for that cannon, we'd be in already. Wait! I'm getting readings from the meson cannon. Ninox 2's been shut
All right.
down.
It's this one. I actually prefer this one.
This was huge.
Oh, the Mission 12
Cannon's
variants.
force is multiplied by the MBSRs.
What on earth is that? There's no way we can get any closer than this. Watch out. That thing's a monster. The power of the MBSR against meson cannon far exceeds anything we ever imagined.
As long as we can go fast, they can't track us. And guess what the Typhoon can do really well? Go fucking fast.
Here he comes. Dodge this. Damn, the thing is streaking further than the other road. Right here, it's playing havoc. Meson cannon, 7 turrets remaining. Oh, he is destroyed. Here, is he for real? Doesn't he know what this beam can do? Where's backup? He's too fast. He can't keep up.
Oh, looks like we're gonna fix that. Yeah, I know the aircraft is damaged. Whoop, hello. Alright, now it's a party. Is that the Washington Monument? Look how easily the Typhoon can get on the tail of it.
Help me! He's right behind me! All right, backup's arrived! Enemy reserves have arrived. Listen, squadron, stay sharp. That's the wrong target!
Ah.
He's shooting! Evasive maneuver successful. He avoided my missile. What's he got? Eyes in the back of his head?
No. Just a sixth sense. I have the Force.
Flight faster. I can't get him off me.
God damn it! Ow!
How many of our guys have we lost to him? Damn it, I can't hit him.
Okay.
Prison beam disappeared. Did we finally get it? Griffiths 1, we've confirmed the beam is out of commission. Suppression forces have begun their advance. Soldiers of Aurelia, do you read me? This is the suppression force. We are currently engaging the enemy in the vicinity of Gaia's Tower. Is what I wish I could tell you. But there's no one here! Gaia's Tower is ours! Griffiths 1, sir. Did you hear this, sir? We did it.
Yeah, I heard. Alright. Yeah,
Griswold, with the
that's
loss
the
of
last of the Euro canards. Which means our next aircraft is that one, okay. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to mission 7. A.
I'll now go over the details of our mission to retake Santa Elva, a city vital to the enemy's transportation network. If we succeed in retaking the city...
Alright. So the next aircraft in line is the YF-23 Alpha Black Widow. The supersonic stealth fighter is known for its unique design, which achieves minimal air resistance and greater operability. Real strange stats. The Northrop YF-23 was a stealth fighter prototype and a technology demonstrator. Its manufacturer was Northrop/McDonnell Douglas. It was built for the United States. 2 were built. They were built from 1989 to 1990, and their first flight was August 27th, 1990. However, it was part of the competition for the Advanced Tactical Fighter, and it went up against Lockheed's YF-22. However, the YF-23 lost to Lockheed, and that's been a controversial opinion amongst aviation nerds to this day. I frankly am with the Lockheed camp. I think the Raptor is the better plane. But the Black Widow is such a good prototype that the Air Force is like, you know what? We're just going to declassify this and put it on display. Because both prototypes are currently displayed at the National Museum of the United States Air Force, which is in Dayton, Ohio, and the Western Museum of Flight, which is in Torrance, California. So, yay. Check out the NATF-23. I did not. Let me look at that. You mean a navalized version? Oh, and it's got canards. That would ruin its stealth. Kind of glad they didn't. I mean, those are big Dumbo ear canards that I make fun of the J-20 for. Oh, you're behind ads. Never mind. I will say when you get back. Anyway, our Ace Combat X stats. Got an 80 in speed, mobility, and stability. A defensive 70, a 50 in air-to-air, and an 80 in air-to-ground. That doesn't make any sense, but that's what the stats say. As for liveries, okay, Mac. I just looked at a picture of the Sea Widow Viper, and oh my god, it's ugly as sin. Largely because of those Dumbo ear canards, which would, 1, ruin its stealth, and 2, I'm not a big fan of canards in the first place. It's the one thing I don't like about the F-15 SMTD. I have no idea. That's what Project Ace is. It's probably due to the fact that it has 2 air-to-ground SP weapons instead of air-to-air weapons. But yeah, those Dumbo ear canards on the Sea Widow remind me of the Chinese got a hold of the plans for the Sea Widow, and they built that into the J-20. Does Northrop get royalties for that? But anyway, Our liveries, we've got the Special 2. Has solid white with blue wing trim, vaguely resembles the Rockwell MB31 or MBB X31 demonstrator. Livery wise, yes. But plain design, no. It reminds me more of the Wyverns livery, but that's just me. Our Aurelian livery should be the ghost or gray ghost body livery, but instead we've got another Ace Zero livery. The YF-23 Wizard from Ostrich. I will link all the Ostrich mods in the description. Well, I'll link his webpage, his website, because he's got a bunch of texture packs and liveries, not just for this game, but for Joint Assault 7, the PS2 trilogy, and I think even Project Wingman. So, and Ace Combat 3D. So yeah, please check him out. He does fantastic work. Anyway, back to our other liveries. Lasath is the gray digital camo, and Special 1 is the Black Widow 2 body. But we're going with Wizard. Our armament, the original, I don't think actually had, it was unarmed, but it did have provisions for one 20mm M61 Vulcan cannon, and in Strange Rail, at the very least, 'We are armed with 78 AIM-9C Sidewinder standard missiles, 12 AIM-9X QAMs, even though this is the Archer model from the Soviets, 12 BLU-27 napalm bombs. In this game, they're pieces of crap, so we're not going to use them. And 10 salvos of the JP-233 bomblet dispenser. We're just going to take the QAMs.
I've got something on radar. The enemy. There's something crafted here. They're here already. Prepare the airborne fortress for takeoff. Are you crazy? Repairs aren't finished. The optical camouflage isn't working yet. I don't care. Prepare her for takeoff. One Aurelian fire is hardly a threat. If that's our orders, I won't take responsibility if anything should happen.
Well, something's going to happen.
You're gaining altitude. Thrust isn't responding like it should. I told you, the repairs aren't finished.
Also, that thing's a giant, like, heavier than air ship. It's gonna take a while to take off. Alright, let's take out some of these ground targets, so I'm not getting my ass shot off by sniper SAMs. 2. At least the QAMs work pretty well. I'll give them that. Frost, huh? Fox 2. Eat it. I don't know if I have that ace or not. We'll find out at the end. Alright, more ground targets. At this point, I'm just running at the support. This is actually pretty funny.
What do you think we should just sit here while we go down in flames? We just need to either
I mean, you could surrender. Hi, Blaze. How do I get the high resolution? That is a result of Super Ostrich's high definition texture pack. This is emulated off of PPSSPP, the PSP emulator. I will link the Ostrich's site in the YouTube archive description, and it will have the texture pack on it. Yeah, there is an asset pack for ASACs, and it makes a world of difference. It's also why I'm able to have this lovely livery of Wizard 1 in ASACs. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a remaster. Looks like a remaster for the PS3. The PS3 had better graphics than this. But it definitely does look like a remaster. Maybe for like PS2. I would prefer less camera shake, though. Yeah, the main benefit to having this on the emulator is I'm using an Xbox controller instead of the PSP thumb pad. My thumb's thanking me for that. Yeah, I've never tried it with a CRT shader. I might have to look for one just to see what it looks like. This can't be good for the crew or the airframe. Something that big flying inverted. Going down.
The shock cannon has been destroyed.
Quick, everyone to the escape pods. We don't have escape pods.
All engines are down. We can't
What?
maintain
We're
altitude.
flying for an evil government. Do you think they care about our lives?
Did we stop the Gleipnir? I told them the Gleipnir wasn't ready for action. Damn base command. So, this is the end then. The Gleipnir. All of our dreams for retribution. The airborne fortress is falling. The Gleipnir is crashing.
Yeah, the city should have been flooded. But whatever. It's a video game.
The Gleipnir is no more. Shortly...
Looks like I already did have Frost, okay. Alright, for our next aircraft on the list, we actually have a fictional. And not just any fictional, but my favorite fictional. At least in this game. We're heading to mission 12B.
Our mission is the liberation...
And this one has no no real strange stats. Because, well, it's a fictional. But we've got... okay. The YR-99 Fornius. A next-generation prototype, Fornius boasts extremely advanced fighting capabilities. This is a carrier-capable multi-role. And it is one of my favorite designs in Ace Combat. I love the blended wing. It just looks really graceful. Anyway, strange real stats. The design is next-gen prototype fighter, one of a handful produced in 2020. It's been developed using knowledge from existing designs. Uses a unique laminar flow control system that achieves a breathing wing effect to reduce drag and increase performance. It uses RAM material, radar absorbent material. and onboard electronic equipment to achieve stealth. It also has a coffin system right here. A couple Forniuses were deployed by the Aurelian Air Force, but it was not mass produced. It is very much likely, given its R designation and design, it's very likely a Newcom design. And a lot of people have theorized that the Fornius is a predecessor to the R101 Delphinius, or Delphinus. But anywho, the Stranger stats, we have an 80 in speed and mobility, 60 in stability, 40 in defense, 80 in air-to-air, 40 in air-to-ground. However, all of this is based on the assumption that you are using a stock Fornius, as this is indeed a fictional aircraft. It can be tuned. So let's go ahead and see what we've tuned it with. So for our engines, I've added the C-cycle engine, which increases its speed. It can also equip a turbo engine for a moderate increase to speed. The advanced turbo engine, which gives you more speed, but you're heavier. The Minotaur engine, which has high power, but you lose stability. The Bullet engine, which is great speed, but no acceleration. And the C-cycle, which is the fastest you can get with this. For our wing, I've got the advanced actuator. Sailoron provides a dramatic increase in maneuverability. It boosts both of our mobility and stability at the cost of defense. We also have the Thornback, extra aileron, air gripper, extra ladder, extra air brake, trim tab. But all those would cut our mobility down by a lot. Let me check something. I think the unique Fornius part is actually going to be in the armor. Okay, so I need to be there. Yeah. And I don't think I've got that one yet. I don't have that one yet, but that's okay. So our armor part, we don't have the unique part, which would be the diffusion code. I haven't unlocked that one yet, but The fusion coat increases stealth. Instead, we've got the titanium aluminide armor, which massively increases our defense. Otherwise, it's shit. However, it does cut our speed, mobility, and stability down a bit. For weaponry, I got the tracker missile, which makes the missile homing almost as accurate as the missiles in Ace Combat Zero, which is still shit, but it's better. But you can also have the enhanced special homing missile, which the destructive power is increased. Extra ammo will just increase the ammo and everything, but we lose a lot of performance. Long range gun, which increases the gun's range but halves the damage. More powerful missiles at the cost of reduced ammo. But tracker missile just seems to work the best for me. And then for the cockpit, we can have the APS, which automatically adjusts the aircraft position to altitude, reduce the chance of crashing. The Raven, which increases our air-to-air at the cost of air-to-ground. Terra Hammer, which does the exact opposite. Hawkeye, which just zooms in better. Tracer, which allows us to track the it allows us to lead the target. I think it also allows us to fire more than just 2 missiles in a volley. Fenrir ECMS, which is a jammer, but it doesn't really work all that well in my opinion. Got the Argus, which... Oh wait, this is the multi-local one. Okay, never mind. But we've got the Sniper OS, because it's the most powerful cockpit part in the game, because it basically turns your gun into an autolock. Now, as for weaponry, we've got, or for liveries, the Aurelian livery should be standard ASG. However, this is another ostrich modded in thing, which is the YR99 UPEO, giving it an Ace 3 livery, since it's widely thought to be an Ace or a new comp plane. Give it an Ace 3 livery. Our livery. Excuse me. Is the brown desert camo, and 3 is a graphite gray with white highlights, and 4th is white body with azure central stripe and trailing edges. We're gonna go with the UPEO. For weapons, I'm assuming we're armed with an M61 Vulcan 20mm rotary cannon and 70 AIM-9C Sidewinders. If I don't know the actual model of an aircraft, because I can never see it, I'm just going to assume it's a Sidewinder. Then for special weapons, we've got the AGM-88 Harm. We got 14 of those. We have 14 AIM-120 AMRAAM XMAAs. And 12 CBU 87 cluster bombs. Before we take off, though, I'm going to open something else. All right. Sorry. I had to deal with something. Okay. We're gonna take these. All right, here we go. My favorite aircraft in Ace X.
Griffith 1, you are cleared for takeoff. Griffith 1, altitude restrictions canceled. Return to your mission. Good luck.
We've made it this far, sir.
All right.
What on earth is that? There's no way we can get any closer than this. Watch
Just
out.
look at
That
this.
thing's a
It
monster.
looks
The power of the
beautiful.
MBSR is
Also, we're gonna look at its cockpit. Even the cockpit looks cool.
Methane cannon. 8 turrets remaining. Here he comes. Dodge the glitch. Damn, the beam doesn't reach any further than your road. Hurry and land havoc. Methane cannon. 7 turrets remaining. Number 1 cannon destroyed. Here, this thing's for real. Doesn't he know what this beam can do? He's too fast. God, he can't keep up. Griffith 1, the beam's firing time has lengthened. With fewer cannons, there's more energy for each burst. Missile cannon, 3 remaining. Missile cannon, 2 remaining.
What are MBSRs?
Missile cannon, 1 remaining. Missile cannon destruction confirmed. Clear out remaining enemy aircraft.
Sniper OS. Parry this, you filthy casual. Alright.
The mezzanine
2 more aircraft to go.
Finally dead? Griffiths 1, we've confirmed the beam is out of commission. Suppression forces have begun their advance. Soldiers of Aurelia, do you read me? This is the suppression force. We are currently engaging the enemy in the vicinity of Gaia's Tower. Is what I wish I could tell you. But there's no one here! Gaia's Tower is ours! Griffiths 1, sir. Did you hear this, sir? We did it. We fully controlled. All right.
All right. Got my notes all pulled up.
Griswold.
And our next mission is going to be 12C. Wild card.
We've got an emergency situation on our hands.
Our next aircraft is the F-15 SMTD, an experimental aircraft boasting high stability and capable of extraordinary maneuverability. This is based off of the real-life McDonnell Douglas F-15 STOL/MTD. It was a technology demonstrator and research aircraft built by McDonnell Douglas for research purposes for both the Air Force and the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, aka NASA. Only one was built. Its registration is NASA 837. And its serial number for the Air Force was S-N 710290. Its first flight was September 7th, 1988, and it was retired from the first program, the STOL MTD, on August 15th, 1991. It was retired from the active program, the Advanced Control Technology for Integrated Vehicles, and then later the Intelligent Flight Control System in January 2009. It is currently on display at Edwards Air Force Base. Strange real stats. We have a speed and mobility of 80, stability is 70, defense of 60, air-to-air of 50, and air-to-ground of 90, which should be reversed. However, if they're referring to this in the air-to-air or air-to-ground score, I'll actually buy it. Anyway, our liveries. The Aurelian is supposed to be the mod Eagle Gray body. However, this is, in actuality, an ostrich mod. the sorcerer skin, and I have the appropriate 0 markings, although he also has one for Aurelian markings. Our next livery for the Laysap one is the 3-tone gray camo. Special 3 is Ferris camo, and Special 2 is white body with black surface edges and yellow stripes. This is actually one of the first instances that I know of an Ace Combat game with the SMTD in its roster, and it does not have the active stripes. Not sure what they were thinking about, but whatever. As for our armament, the SMTD was unarmed, but in the game it likely has an M61 Vulcan 20mm rotary cannon. I think it's mounted here, although A7 has it more realistically placed in an external pod down here, because up here is where the canard controls are. We are also armed with 78 AIM-9C Sidewinders for standard missiles. We've got 14 Darkfire XLAAs. Currently, the only American missile that'd be considered an XLAA would be the AIM-54 Phoenix, which can only be carried by the Tomcat. We are currently working on building a long-range missile. And I think it's reaching final production. But at the moment, if we had to put a real-life missile on board, it would probably be the MBDA Meteor. We're also armed with 16 AGM-154 JSOWs, although this is the Scalp EG model. But the weapon that we're going to be using is the Mark 79 Fuel Air Explosive Bomb, and we get 8 of these. Don't know why this fighter gets the fireballs, but I'm a sucker for fire, so that's what we're going to be using. Although I don't want this livery, I want this one.
We've made it this far, sir. I can make them out now. The enemy's bringing the Gaius Tower.
Look! Aurelian fighters! They've finally come! Over here!
Do you think they know the extent of their situation?
Not at all.
Concentrate on protecting the city. Eliminate the enemy. Wait. I'm getting readings from the missile cannon.
An Aurelian fighter just exploded!
Goodbye, Ninox 2.
Bastards! We've got to take control of our missile cannon. Let's show them what the Aurelian Liberation Corps are made of.
We're trusting our lives to Hicks. Oh boy.
Damage to the capital's central defense perimeter will be displayed on the MPT. The enemy will overrun the city center if it reaches max. Destroy the enemy ground forces before this happens.
And this is why I picked the fireballs.
Protect the capital's defense perimeter.
Fireball away, pickle.
To this gate, the Aurelian Liberation Corps is ready. If they make it through, it's over. How am I supposed to predict the gate with this space user? That fighter's got the Southern Cross. It's him. What did you just say? We got control of King's power. Good job. Cut the power. Help him out. Cutting his power now. Did it work?
Way to go, dumbasses.
What's going on? Turn the power back on now! Griffith 1, the Capital Central Gate is open. If they're attacked now, the defense line will take massive damage. Message is offline. The control line isn't cut. We've lost control! What? What the heck? The gate just opened! What's going on? I don't know, but now's our chance. Charge the gate! Hey, did you just see that emblem? It looks something across. The famous ink? Oh, right! We may just make it through! Ground forces surrounding the capital
Kaboom.
confirmed destroyed. The enemy advance has been stopped. We've somehow managed to save the city. Missile approaching. It's flying towards the center of the city. It's about time they realize there's no match for us. You look like our missiles fell short of the mark. Hear them. Our city's being destroyed. What's going on? A medium-range missile just struck the capital center. It looks like it can't come outside. Missile carriers are surrounding the capital. Damn it. That's the killer unit. Missiles inbound. Lots of them. Shoot down all...
Yes, mission update. Alright, I'm not going for ranks, so I'm just gonna...
That's impossible. Even for the Southern Cross. He can't shoot down missiles.
Oh, ye of little faith. Alright, let's take out these missiles. We'll take out their launchers. Although I might want to delay taking out the last launcher so I can rack up some points. I don't know. Oh, there's another launcher. Okay. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to intercept all the missiles. That's okay. Yep.
Warning. Damage to the defense perimeter at 25%.
Well, I probably have half the Lathathian Air Force on my tail right now. I'm just going fast enough that they can't really maintain a lock. Tyrant.
Amazing! It's shooting down missiles!
Big point. 1.44. Okay. Alright. Come on.
Alright, one down! Good kill!
Alright, let's send it.
Enemy missile fire ceased. Are they out of ammo? The enemy has begun to retreat. We did it. We've liberated Griswold.
Yay!
The missiles have stopped. The sky is calm. Have we been saved? Civilian forces, can you hear me? We took out the missiles. Stand by. A relief squad is on its way. Follow their orders. The Southern Cross has done it. I knew he would come to the rescue.
The funny thing is this is
It's a
the
good thing we were
cannon
able to
mission.
take the Meson cannon out of commission. Southern Cross, we'll handle the rest. We'll rebuild her into a shining city once more.
I know it's probably my American bias, but I really do love the look of the F-15. It really does, at least to me, look like a hero fighter. Like, it's the good guy.
The city's defense perimeter still...
B rank, bullshit. It must be determined on how many hits the city took. Alright, we've got one more aircraft left in the list so far. And that we're going to 13A, Gaius Tower.
Our mission is the liberation of Griswold. I'll explain the details. Griswold is protected by the Meson cannon. The cannon would have posed a much greater threat had LASAP succeeded in delivering the MBSRs. Thanks to your efforts in stopping their delivery, our ground forces should be able to approach the capital unhindered. If Allied forces are able to make their way to the center of the Atmos Ring and into Gaius Tower, they will be able to take control of the enemy central command and free the city. It will be our duty to support the troops from above. LASAP's army is prepared for us. We expect this to be a fierce battle for both sides. Although the energy output of the Meson cannon is unstable, it can still inflict considerable damage to any Allied units caught within firing range.
Looks like it's a mix.
The more damage we inflict to the Meson cannon, the easier it...
Okay. So the final aircraft in the stream today is going to be the Su-37, the Terminator. Multi-purpose fighter boasting advanced electronics and thrust vectoring nozzles. Real life, the Sukhoi Su-37 was developed by the Sukhoi Design Bureau as a technology demonstrator. Only one was built, and just like the SMTD, this was built to essentially test out thrust vectoring. It was built for the Russian Federation, and it was introduced in October 25th, 1997. Its first flight was April 2nd, 1996. And it was developed into the Su-30 MKI, MKM, SM, and Su-35S. Its sole operator was Russia. It is currently out of service and production, and the prototype crashed in 2002, so I don't think there's an actual Su-37 left. But Ace Combat stats here. It has a speed and mobility of 90, a defense of 70, as well as a stability of 70, air-to-air of 97, and an air-to-ground of 50. Our liveries, there should be the 3-tone tan, brown, and green camo based on the Su-35 prototype T10M9 709 black, but instead this is an ostrich livery. This is the Strigan team from Ace Combat 6. Our Lasaf livery is another ostrich livery. This is the Su-37 Scarface, based off of the canon livery for Ace 2's protagonist. Although the Lasaf actual version is the two-tone jagged mustard brown camo, based on the original Su-37 711 white. Then our special, it says it would be the black fuselage with charcoal nose, which it is. You could also get yeah, those are the only two that I've added, but there's two other liveries for the Su-37 available that Ostrich made. And then Special 4, or Special 2, is, well, Yellow 13. But we're going to use Strigan, because A6 doesn't get enough love. We are armed with one GSH-30-1 30mm internal cannon, as well as 82 R-60 aphid standard missiles, 12 R-73 Archer QAMs, 8 Mark 79 FABs. Now, this is the American model. I don't think the Terminator could actually carry bombs, but whatever. And then what should be R-33 Amos. We get 16 of those, but we're got the Darkfire instead. I'm gonna take the fireballs, because why not? All right, here we go.
We've made it this far, sir. acting like they own the place. Get back in formation.
Oh no, he's gonna
We
die.
finally made it to the capital. Let's blast those lace-ass bastards out. Wait, I'm getting readings from a missile cannon. Nukes has been shut down.
Nukes 2
Without
never
the
survives. He
MBSRs,
always
the
gets shut
meson
down.
cannon is extremely powerful. Stay sharp up there.
Casualties to the Allied forces will be displayed on your MPT. We won't have the manpower to take the capital if casualties are too high. Try to keep them at a minimum. So, you're the Hurling Cross. It's an honor to fly with you.
Bombs away. Bombs away. Damn it. Okay, fine. There. Bombs away. Enjoy. Now, of the flanker models, I do like the Terminator the best. Well, the look of it. Although, I think in terms of like actual production ones, I prefer the flanker D SU-33. But we don't get to use that in this game. But I do like the look of the flanker. It looks like a fighter that means business. Fortunately for the Russian debuff, it suffers. In actuality, it's a paper tiger. Although non-Russian made flankers actually do seem to do better. So again, I think it's a Russian quality control issue rather than the design itself. Sounds like a you problem, Laysaf.
We made it inside the Atlas ring. Look, it's Gaia's tower, the enemy's central command. We take the tower, and this war's over. What? Tank? Don't let them get any closer. Defend the tower. Clark to Griffith Squadron. Enemy reinforcements are in the city center. It looks like they've been keeping them in reserve. So many troops were just lying in wait. Don't kick it out now. Enemy command is right in front of us. Allied troops inside Atlas Ring are pinned down by an enemy counteroffensive. Griffith 1, go to their aid. Good kill.
Boom.
Evasive maneuver successful.
Special weapon fire running low.
Missile on target. Our allies are in trouble. They need your help.
God, I love that scene.
No special weapon fire remaining.
I love the smell of fire in the morning. It's not morning. Shut up.
This is Victor Regiment to all ground forces. We're at the base of Gaia's tower. Commencing assault.
Zephyr, huh? Aw, man. Okay.
This is
And with
Victor
that,
Regiment.
the Ace Combat X Part 4 of the showcase is concluded. We have one more part and 8 more aircraft left in Ace X.
That's right. We've secured Gaia's tower.
We've
driven those laser bastards out!
Tomorrow,
Gaia's tower is back in our
I don't know if we'll be able to stream Dragon Age in the afternoon because I've got housekeeping stuff with Mama Raz.
Did you hear that, sir? We did it.
But we are definitely going to be playing Batman Arkham Knight tomorrow night. Saturday it will be The Witcher 3. Sunday will be Baldur's Gate 3. Monday will be the debut of Final Fantasy 9. Then
Griswold's been liberated.
Wednesday afternoon will be Horizon Zero Dawn. And Wednesday evening will be more Monster Hunter Wilds, Floof. And then next Thursday will be the final episode of the Ace Combat X showcase with our final 8 aircraft, which I'm just going to preview here.
Our mission.
And the final 8 aircraft will be the F-22 Raptor, the MiG 1.44, the flat pack here, the FB-22 Strike Raptor, the Su-47 Burkett, the S-32, the XO-2 Wyvern, the ADF-01 Falcon, and last but not least, the Fenrir. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. I hope you had fun tonight. And I will see you again tomorrow. Possibly with Dragon Age Awakening, but definitely with Arkham Knight. Have a great night, everyone, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night.